All right, so we're going to look at types of IT services offered by banks. Okay, so I trust that we all have bank accounts. So these are services that we've all used. So I am just going to be explaining the services, maybe mentioning the advantages and disadvantages of those services. So firstly, we're going to start looking at ATMs. So an ATM is an electronic machine which is operated by the customer himself or herself to deposit or withdraw cash from the bank. Okay, so it allows an ATM, it allows a customer to complete basic transactions without any help of the bank representative. So when you go to an ATM, you can just go there and deposit your money and withdraw your cash. There won't be any bank teller to help you. You just do that by yourself. So we're going to look at some of the things that you can do using an ATM. You can transfer funds between accounts. You can also check your account balance from an ATM. You can print a receipt of the recent transactions. You can also change your PIN. I'm sure we've done these things before. You know that if you go to an ATM, you're able to change your PIN. You can also deposit your cash. You can also pay your bills. You can withdraw cash. And also, I hope that you've noticed that in ATM, it allows you to do your transactions in the language of your choice. For example, it might say, do you want to do your transactions in Setswana or in English? And then you choose the language that you want to do your transactions in, and then you proceed with your transaction. So basically, we're going to talk about the advantages of ATMs. What are the benefits of using ATMs? Okay, so firstly, number one, it provides 24-hour services. All right, so you can do your transactions at any time. Basically, you do not need to go to the bank. You do not need to go inside the bank, isn't the ATM is always open. It's always open for you to use it. Okay, so you can withdraw your money at any time, maybe at night or even the day, but they give you a limit. You're supposed to withdraw not more than this amount. And then secondly, it gives convenience to the bank's customers. Okay, you find that these days you can find an ATM at convenient places, maybe at the airport, maybe at the railway station. Okay, so the ATMs are not necessarily at the bank's premises. At the bank's premises, there are ATMs, but they are also found at other places which are convenient to the customers, like airports and the railway stations. Okay, and then thirdly, the ATMs, they reduce the workload of the bank staff. Okay, so ATMs basically they reduce the queues which are in banks. So you do not necessarily need to go inside the bank and go on a long queue so that you can withdraw your money. No, you just have to go to an ATM. So what we're saying is that the ATMs they reduce the workload of the bank staff. And then number four, the ATMs, they provide services without any human error. Okay, so these ATMs, they are machines. So because they are machines, they reduce human error. Actually, they eliminate human error. Okay, so that is another advantage of using ATMs. And then number five, they are beneficials for travelers. So let's say you're traveling to another country. You do not necessarily need to carry a lot of money, isn't? You just carry your card, and then when you get to another country, you can just go to the ATM and withdraw the money that you want to use, or do the transaction that you want to do. Okay, also they provide what? Privacy. So we're looking at ATMs. Now we're going to move on to credit cards and debit cards. All right. So we're going to look at debit cards first. So debit cards, these are the cards that you get when you open a bank account. So when you open your bank account, you then apply for a debit card and then you receive a debit card. So basically what happens with a debit card is that it draws money directly from your account. So when you make a purchase, maybe you go to a restaurant or maybe you go to a grocery shop, and then when you're making a payment and then you swipe, money is drawn directly from your bank account. Also, you need to have a personal identification number, that is a PIN number. This is a PIN number that you use when you are making your payments at restaurants, and you're making payments at grocery shops and so forth. So with a debit card, it's drawing money directly from your account, so you won't need to pay interest on your purchases. Also, it does not affect your credit history. Okay. So we're saying paying with a debit card will take the money from your account pretty much immediately. So when you pay, money is taken from your account almost immediately. And then we move on to credit card. Also, when you get a bank, you can also apply for a credit card. What happens with a credit card is that you will be borrowing against a credit card limit. Okay, so every credit card has got a limit. So when you make your purchases, you're borrowing against your credit limit. So you can also use your credit cards to make basic transactions. Okay, to pay for your groceries, to pay for your food with your credit card. What happens with a credit card is, because it's a borrowing, you will be charged interest on your purchases. Also, like I have explained earlier, I said you're borrowing against your credit limit. So your credit limit is set by the bank. They use your credit history to know how much money they can give you as a credit limit. Okay, so the credit limit that you have, it depends on your credit history. These credit cards, they also offer the convenience that you don't need to carry cash. You can use it anytime, just like debit cards. And then from the debit and credit cards, we move on to online banking. So I trust that we've all done online banking before. So online banking, it is also called internet banking. So it allows customers to use all banking services from a computer which has internet access. All right, so you can perform financial transactions on a secure website operated by a bank. All right, so what happens is that a bank, they have a secure website. So you go to that website, and then you enter your personal details, your username and then your password, and then you can access your bank account. So these are some of the features that you can access using online banking. You can access your bank statements. You can view your bank statements. You can also view your bank statements and print them. You can apply for loans online. You can transfer funds from one account to another account. You can pay your bills. You can pay for your bills for your DSTV. All your bills, you can pay them online. And also, maybe let's say you have several accounts with the same bank. Maybe you have a current account, you have a savings account. You can view all of your accounts in one place. So these are some of the features of online banking. So now we're going to look at the advantages and disadvantages of online banking. So the first advantage is that it is simple to open and easy to operate. So online banking is generally, it's relatively easy. For someone who's used to computers, it is not generally easy. But the disadvantage is that if you do not know how to use computers and stuff like that, it might be difficult for you. However, banks, they usually have a demo on how you can access online accounts. But if the person is new to technology, you might face difficulties. The second advantage is that it is convenient because you can pay your bills and transfer your funds between accounts from nearly anywhere in the world. So with online banking, you can pay for something that is in China right now. You can make a payment to America right now. You can make a payment to anywhere in the world. So it is very convenient. The disadvantage is that for you to access your account, you must have an internet connection. Okay, so if you do not have an internet connection, if you cannot then not access your account, so it might not be useful to you. That advantage is that you do not have to stand in queues to pay your bills. So basically you can make your payments from anywhere, from the comfort of your house, from your offices. You do not have to go to queues to make your payments. You can just pay them from anywhere. So it helps you avoid what queues. An advantage is that the security of transaction is a big issue. Your account information might get hacked. Okay, because it's IT, there are hackers, so your account information might get hacked over the internet. The other advantage is that it is available all the time. You can perform your tasks from anywhere and at any time, even at night or on holidays when the banks are closed. The only thing that you need is an active internet connection. Okay, so we are saying it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So you can transact at any time of the day or the night. You can transact even on holidays. You can transact even when the banks are closed. Okay, so the main advantage is that it's available all the time. You can pay your bills all the time. You can purchase goods online all the time. Alright, the other disadvantage is that maybe if you miss your password, if someone gets your password, they can access your account. Okay, so when you get your password, you have to change it, you have to memorize it, otherwise your account might be misused. The other advantage is that it is fast and efficient. Funds get transferred from one account to the other very fast. You can also manage several accounts easily through internet banking. So we're saying it's fast. Money, it gets transferred almost instantly, almost like there and there. And also it's very fast, and also you can manage several accounts easily. You can view your bank statements for several accounts easily. The disadvantage is that your banking information may be spread out on several devices, making it more at risk. Okay, so you might have your banking information maybe on your work computer, your banking information maybe on your home computer, your banking information maybe on your mobile device. So it's spread out everywhere on several devices. So the more it is spread out, the more risk you are at. An advantage of online banking is that you can keep an eye on your transactions and account balance all the time. Any time of the day, you can check your balance. Any time of the day, you can see if your transactions have gone through. The disadvantage is that maybe if the bank server is down, then you do not know whether you cannot access your accounts, or you do not know whether transactions have gone through. Okay, the other disadvantage is that you can get to know about fraudulent activities or threats to your account before it can cause any severe damage. Okay, because you can easily access your account. You can access your account all the time. You can then find out if there are any fraudulent activities, and you can report them as quickly as possible, and you can stop severe damage. And then the disadvantage is that maybe you might lose connectivity, or maybe there is slow connection. Then it is hard to know if your transaction has gone through. The other advantage of online banking is that it is a great medium for banks to endorse their products and services. Alright, it's easier for banks to endorse their products through online banking. It's easier for them to let you know about their new services or their new products through online banking. The disadvantage with that is that you might get overly marketed to and become annoyed by notifications. The bank may send you notifications all the time, which might become a turn off. The other advantage of online banking is that more services, you can access more services, more online services, like loans and investment options. And then the disadvantage, like I've mentioned, is that you might get constant emails and constant updates, which might turn you off. And then we move on to EFT, that is electronic funds transfer. Okay, so EFT is a financial transaction that takes place over a computer network. The process allows customers to transfer funds between accounts within the same bank, as well as across different financial institutions. So EFT, it allows you to transfer your funds between accounts in the same bank or between accounts in different banks. So EFT includes direct deposits, wire transfers, direct debits, online bill payment, ATM withdrawals, point of sale transactions, and so on. So we're going to look at the typical uses of electronic funds transfer. So one of the typical uses of EFT include debit or credit cards. We've already mentioned debit and credit cards before. It also includes online bill payment, okay, where you are able to make your payments through online banking systems. EFT also allows for direct deposit. Alright, so direct deposit is whereby you can deposit money directly into someone's account. So maybe it's an employer. The employer can just deposit your salary directly into your account. They do not now have to write checks and then deliver your check, and then the employee now deposits the check with their bank. The employee can just make a direct deposit. And then we move on to direct debit. So direct debit is whereby a bank customer can make an arrangement with their bank to automatically transfer a certain amount of money from the account to pay for monthly services and bills. Okay, so you can organize a direct debit with your bank. Okay, maybe you want to pay for water bills, for electricity, maybe you want to pay for phone bills, maybe you want to pay for DSTV. So you can make an arrangement that your bank makes a a payment to DSTV, maybe let's say 500 pula. So every month on a certain date, your bank will do that transfer. So the benefits of EFT is that it is cheaper, it is easy, and it is faster. Okay, it also helps individuals and organizations to save on costs such as printing checks, as well as the time to deliver or collect checks and then deposit them in the bank for processing. Okay, so it's cutting time. It's also reducing the delivery costs, the collection costs, the printing of checks. You can just do your transfers. You can just make your payments electronically. There's no need for paper. Okay, and then money moves from the recipient account much faster since there is no manual moving of checks from one bank to the other. Okay, so basically we are saying EFT is faster and it is also more efficient and it has less administrative procedures, hence reduced labor and staff cost. Okay, EFT can result in savings from the bank. The bank doesn't have to employ lots and lots of employees if they use EFT. Okay, EFT is also safer and secure, so you do not have to carry huge amounts of money. You can just do your transactions electronically. So we finish off by an assignment. We've looked at other aspects of IT services offered by bank. So for an assignment, I want you to go and discuss the use and the value of electronic data interchange. It's an assignment out of 15.